They in there trying to take my boy Kels out, man. God damn. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all, something's fishy about that R. Kelly shit, man. The way that whole documentary just popped up and just came out. It was like somebody was out for the man. I'm not condoning. It's about to start raining and shit out here. I ain't condoning that messing with young girls and all that shit like that. I ain't condoning none of them sensitivities. You know what I mean? But I think they was throwing a little extra on. But this is what's going on right now with R. Kelly in prison. R. Kelly was hospitalized after what his lawyers called an assassination attempt, according to court documents filed Tuesday. Kelly, whose legal name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, was taken to Duke University Hospital in Durham, North Carolina on Friday after he was administered an overdose of his medication by prison officials, according to the court documents filed by Kelly's attorney. The disgraced musician was serving time at the Federal Correctional Institute facility in Butner, North Carolina, after his 2021 conviction of racketeering and sex trafficking. Mr. Kelly's life is in danger, and that danger is coming directly from prison officials. Mr. Kelly needs this court's intervention. His life literally depends on it. The allegations were the latest amongst a slew of similar claims by Kelly's defense team that prison officials are trying to kill the 58-year-old, according to court documents filed within the last week. They come days after Kelly's attorney, Bo Brindley, confirmed with media outlets that he is attempting to seek a presidential pardon for his clients. Brindley did not immediately return NBC's request for comment. Nicole Blank Becker, another of Kelly's lawyers, said she spoke with Kelly on Monday and that he remains in solitary and requires extensive medical treatment. What is happening right now with him is insane, Blank Becker said. I hope that this really results in someone, somewhere, somehow getting a hold of him today and getting him back in the hospital. A spokesperson for the BOP said in a statement that for privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not discuss the conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, including medical and health-related issues. Additionally, the Bureau of Prisons does not comment on pending litigations or matters that are the subject of legal proceedings, the spokesperson added. On June 11th, Kelly's team filed a motion accusing the Bureau of Prisons of soliciting another inmate, Mikhail Glenn Stein, to kill the singer while in custody at a federal prison in Tucson, Arizona this spring. The court document states that BOP officials offered Stein, an alleged member of the Aryan Brotherhood gang who has a terminal cancer diagnosis, an opportunity to live out the last of those months as a free man in exchange for killing R. Kelly. Instead, the court documents allege Stein told Kelly the truth and that his life was absolutely in danger. Brindley requested that the court move Kelly to home detention. The next day, Kelly's attorney filed supplemental material stating that Kelly was moved to solitary confinement and denied speaking with his attorney. And what's the reason? Because he was the victim of a murder threat, the court document states. That makes no sense. He is being housed in the same solitary confinement conditions as inmates who commit the acts of prison violence that he fears. Brindley said he would contact the Trump administration to request a presidential pardon for R. Kelly. President Trump has been fighting against this kind of criminal weaponization of the DOJ against public figures since he took office, Brindley told USA Today, and we will ask him to now stand up with us as we advance his fight as our client fears that he might be killed to cover up the corruption that we seek to expose. R. Kelly's attorneys filed a third motion Friday to move Kelly to home detention, and the government responded on Monday. In a 69-page filing, prosecutors called Kelly's request deeply unserious and theatrical and repugnant to the sentence that this court imposed for deeply disturbing offenses. Kelly's attorney filed additional motions on Monday and Tuesday, derailing I Believe I Can Fly singer hospitalization. The court filings allege that on Friday, Kelly fell to the ground after feeling faint and seeing black spots. The documents state that while Kelly was in an ambulance, he heard one of the prison officers with him state, "This is going to open up a whole new can of worms." At the hospital, Kelly learned he had been administered an overdose quantity of his medications that threatened his life, according to the court filings. The filings also alleged that doctors found blood clots in Kelly's legs and lungs. They accused prison officials of removing Kelly from the hospital and putting him back in solitary confinement, despite the hospital's request that he kept under medical care for 7 days and undergo surgery to remove the blood clots. All right, so R. Kelly's lawyer is saying that they trying to take my man's out. Basically, they saying that the medication that he takes for anxiety and that he takes for insomnia, I got anxiety and insomnia too. They basically made that shit extra strong with the intentions on killing him. So, they saying that the reason why they doing this is because there was some foul play with his trial and his prosecution. So it's looking like they pretty much put shit on R. Kelly that he did not do, so he can get the life sentence, so he can get the 30 years and not the 2 to 5 years that it would be for statutory rape or something of that nature, for sleeping with a young girl, consensually sleeping with a young girl. This is what he was known for, sleeping with young girls. I'm not condoning that shit. No, that's nasty. That ain't cool or what have you, right? But it's not forcible rape. It's not grabbing a chick and beating her over the head and raping her. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same thing. So people trying to act like that's the same thing. It's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same thing to kidnap somebody and take them from their home and put them in hotel rooms and make them have sex with people for money. That's sex trafficking. You know what I'm saying? That's what they saying this man was doing. They was like, he kidnapped somebody and put him in a room for somebody else to have sex with for money. Why would R. Kelly do that? R. Kelly is a superstar. He don't need no money from that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see R. Kelly doing that. Him sleeping with the young girls? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He should have did some time about that because he got caught one time peeing on a girl. The notorious pee video. Everybody's seen the pee video. You know, Dave Chappelle even did a skit on it. You know what I'm saying? But, he kept going. He kept messing with them young girls. So he deserved to go to jail. But for them to try to lynch him and, all of this is extra stuff going on. It's just an attack on a black man. You know what I'm saying? It's just an attack on trying to get the man out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because they did some foul shit trying to bury him, which I don't know why they did that, because the man already in trouble. The man already violated by sleeping with young girls. So why don't y'all just go ahead, get the man his charge, let him take his lick and be done with it. But no, y'all got to give him the RICO. Y'all got to give him sex trafficking. Y'all got to, try to bury the man and try to put him up under the jail and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all trying to kill him. So, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this R. Kelly situation down in the comments. They saying that Donald Trump, that his lawyer is lobbying for Donald Trump to pardon my man. I don't know if that's going to work because his original charges are rape and, molestation and sex trafficking. Like, it's some ugly charges. But Trump did pardon Larry Hoover, NBA Youngboy, and Kodak Black. So if he pardoned those 3 dudes, then I don't see why he couldn't pardon R. Kelly, especially if they trying to kill him in prison. What y'all think, man? Y'all let me know. I'm Robbie Maurice, man. Hood Topic TV. Tap in with me. Peace.